We are here at Phillips Range at Fort Benning, home of the AMU, and I have the pleasure to talk to Lieutenant Colonel retired David Liwanag. Colonel Liwanag was the commander of the Army Marksmanship and is a highly proficient competitive shooter. Well, sir, how did you get involved in competitive shooting?
I actually started competitive shooting when I was 12 years old, shooting NRA small bore as a youngster, and I shot that for probably about 4 or 5 years. I shot a little bit of competitive rifle at Texas A&M when I was a freshman, and I did not compete again until I was a lieutenant colonel. I learned about the Army competitive shooting program and began shooting an M16 when I was at the Pentagon. I learned from retired Navy and Marine Corps shooters and went to Camp Perry my first year at the Pentagon.
Okay, excellent. So after you had that long-standing competitive background, you were then assigned as the commander of the Army Marksmanship Unit.
Correct. And my vision when I took command was to take the lessons that I had learned from competitive shooting, also from Ranger and Special Forces experience, and roll it into something that would be usable for the regular Army, as well as the National Guard and Reserve. But by the time I had taken command, we'd already been at war for 2 or 3 years.
Okay, so you feel that the competitive shooting experience was useful in terms of military training then?
Absolutely, and with bringing back the All-Army Championships in 2004, we were able to take an event that was an advanced shooting school and cleverly disguise it as a competition so that guys could go back to their units with the experience and the training they got at Fort Benning and take it out and disseminate it across the Army.
Okay. Excellent. Now, given the number of years you had in terms of your competitive shooting, and you said your Special Forces and Ranger background, and now here we are in 2016, what are some of the ongoing benefits that you've seen with this program that's continued since?
Well, I've seen that a lot of the experiences and training benefits and values of the Marksmanship Unit have disseminated to a lot of the different sniper sections, and the techniques and procedures that we use at the AMU have gone on to units who have actually taken them into combat, as well as hosting and holding combat competitions while downrange.
Okay. Now your son is here competing as well. He's currently a cadet at Texas A&M. How did he get started with competitive shooting? How has that done him a good service in terms of his military service?
He actually started shooting competitive high-power rifle in high school, so he's actually a third-generation rifleman coming up. His grandfather competed on the intelligence school rifle teams in 1956 and 1957. I shot along with our boys in 2003 and 2006, and now he's shooting as an ROTC cadet with his team members from Texas A&M University's Army ROTC. Just like with any officer or NCO, your experiences start at the lowest level, and hopefully by the time he becomes a lieutenant and a captain, he can take the things that he's learned in shooting in high school and in college back to his unit and make his unit better.
Excellent. So it's an ongoing experience then that he'll be able to help his personnel train that much better then.
Absolutely, and he's just like any of the other 200 soldiers here. Whatever you're gaining from your experience here at Fort Benning, take the best of that and turn it back into bullets hitting targets downrange.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your time, sir.
You're so welcome, John. Thanks for